He see your girl, she wearing a tight dress. He decides to smack on her ass real quick because he thinks she fat and he want to smack on her ass. How are you handling that? Because, I know you got to defend your woman, but it is not good to get that ass whoop in front of your girl. She will never look at you the same. She would never look at you the same.
But if you don't take that ass whooping,
you got to defend.
She never gonna look at you the same.
So,
like that's
exactly.
That's the thing.
So how are you?
That is a lose-lose hypothetical, Byron.
What up, what up, what up, what up? It's Three Brothers No Sense. I am Tavares Ferguson, a.k.a. Ferg. Join my co-host, Razi and Buff. Fellas, tell them what's on your mind.
I just want to say Dexter's back.
Oh, he is?
Dexter's back, baby. Oh. Yeah. First episode dropped this week. Okay. It's on Showtime or Stars. One of them. Showtime. I can't remember. Showtime. I watch on the bootleg site. But either way, yeah, he's back. It's a limited series, they said. So we'll see how it ends. But I'm glad they're giving him another chance because that was probably one of the worst endings of all time. It's up there with like Sopranos and Game of Thrones. So I'm just glad we can go back, see, and get an actual full wrap up of Dexter. And were y'all able to get on the link that I sent, or it dropped today? So were you able to go and see The Harder They Fall yet?
I'm probably gonna watch that tomorrow evening. Friday.
Yeah, I watched it. What was crazy is whatever reason I couldn't stream it or cast it to my TV. It just was not acting right. So I had to watch it from my laptop, and then Z made me go bathe the kids, and I got frustrated. And
yeah, I would definitely advise you to go back, watch it.
No, I went back and watched it last night.
Okay, it is dope. It is super dope. So all the listeners out there, if you have not watched it, go to Netflix as soon as you finish listening to the show and go watch it. It's awesome, man. It is really good.
Pretty good.
Now look for that horse in the opening scene. It's pretty bad. When that horse dies, it's pretty comical. But other than that, it's a really good movie.
Yeah, really good. Jenna King did her thing. The cast was great. Had some favorite characters and stuff. It was pretty funny, bro. Mm-hmm. Pretty funny. So
yeah, it's not Django funny, but at the same time, it's like really, it's comical with it. So
and the music's good. The soundtrack sounds like it's been pretty dope.
Yep.
Man, I love Django.
Yeah.
I mean, ain't no nigga on no nag, but
at all. I still like Django better. I will say that, but it's up there though. Yeah.
Netflix is doing their thing. Like they have changed the game.
Yeah, you don't have to go to but you can get a big budget movie, without having to go to the movies or whatever. So it's serious. I love it.
Yeah, it was good. So what you got for us, Buff?
Also, Big Mouth is coming back. Season 5 of that on Netflix as well.
The cartoon?
Yes.
So I got to catch up on a lot of stuff. So what is Dexter about?
What? You never watched Dexter?
Huh? Oh man.
Wow.
Oh man. Okay. Serial killer.
Nah, I'm over it.
Kills bad people. But is like the most lovable person you know.
Yeah. Pretty much. He summed it up.
Yeah.
What's on my mind is election night. I live in Virginia. We're one of the few states that had an election.
Are you okay?
I'm good. I mean, hey man, the Dems.
Damned.
You know what? Let me dial that back a little bit because I don't want to pretend I knew what they doing was gonna not work. Okay, but they pay people that are supposed to know these things. And if you look at how angry a lot of these parents were going back to last year with schools being closed, and a lot of parents had to homeschool their own kids. So now that they're back in school, he pretty much campaigned, the Democrat that ran for governor here, Terry McAuliffe, he pretty much campaigned on, parents shouldn't have a say-so in their child's school. We're leaving it up to the teachers. And as usual, with a Democratic message, I usually get what they're saying, but to the masses, if you don't explain it better than that, then it's going to sound a certain way. So you're telling parents that pretty much had to homeschool or at least help with the schooling of their kids for a whole year last year that they don't have a say-so in what goes on in their school. And it just didn't resonate. And if you look at the anger that was going on, it was reminiscent of those people in those town halls when they were discussing Obamacare in the summer of 2009. And so it's like they completely tuned it out. And even our good vice president, you know who I like, Vice President Harris, she comes here and literally says, we need to go forward. We're not looking back. And she's saying that next to a guy who's already been governor here before. So like McCullough has already been governor, but in Virginia, you can't run consecutive terms. So he was governor. Then Northam became our governor. So he decided to run again. So it's like you can't look back, but he's running against a guy who's never been governor. So your message, like you can't cut and paste the same thing every time. You got to change it up. And that just lets you know that it didn't seem like they planned properly. So they lost. But I do think it's overblown. Like every time a party loses, it's always that party is over. So when the Republicans lost in 2008, the Republican Party is dead. Now people are saying Democrat Party has problems. They really lost one big election. They barely squeaked by in New Jersey, but they won a lot of local elections across the country.
Well, sounds like you voted for the new governor.
No, I did not.
But I don't. Maybe I'm not up on it enough. I never panic when it comes to the Republicans. I feel like they always have a strategy. Like if they lose, they about to come back hard.
Oh yeah,
Republicans are better at politics than Democrats.
Yes. Yeah,
it is what it is.
When we lose, we don't. It's hard for us to gain ground, especially if it's not a presidential election year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because just like Byron said, we talk down to the general electorate. So Democrats don't resonate with, your masses. We come off as lofty and not in touch. And Republicans don't care about lying. They'll lie right on the stage and walk off like nothing happened. Like they don't care about being called a hypocrite or being hypocrites.
If you look at last year's election, the presidential election was in November. A lot of schools were still closed. And then you come 1 year later, McCullough lost a lot of counties, not a lot, but he lost very important counties in this state that Biden won just 1 year ago. 1 year ago. And that lets you know that they were not listening to what a lot of people. Now, to be fair, I don't agree with what these people are upset about, because this whole critical race theory crap that a lot of them talking about, they don't even know what the hell that means. They don't know
at all.
What they need to just say is that, listen, we don't want y'all talking about Black history and Black things to our white kids. Point blank. Like that town hall that you keep seeing on Fox News in Loudoun County, which is here in Virginia, it's like 87% white. There's no way 87% of those white teachers are projecting critical race theory on these kids. Didn't happen. But Fox News is so effective in getting that message across and beating that drum and getting people to repeat it over and over to where they can't even explain to you what it is, but they know they're mad about something.
That's probably what they need to do. Okay, go grab 5 teachers randomly. Get them. Mm-hmm. Give me your lesson on critical race theory. I'll wait.
Yeah. Meanwhile, our Black kids get harassed in schools, every time for their hair, for their shirt. They're being asked to answer questions like, so, but what good came out of slavery? Questions like that. Nobody gets up in arms at that. So what they're upset about is BS, but when you're running for political office, you have to take that BS into account and try to counter it. And I don't think they did that.
And that's why I can't get in politics. I don't handle the BS like that. I'm just like, I call it like it is. It's like, look, what good? So, and because they want you to say, hey, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for slavery.
Have you seen our lieutenant governor that was elected? Winsome Sears. First, congratulations, first Black woman, Lieutenant Governor of Virginia. Congratulations to her, former Marine. But
don't sound,
just her. What was it? Cedric the Entertainer that made the joke. The curl never quite.
Just don't.
You can tell when a Black woman did not have a lot of black friends. Yeah. And was going to Supercut somewhere to get her hair done. Just look her up. Just look Winsome Sears up. That's all you got.
But I mean, when you look at, I always say for one, a lot of times the military is like a time bubble. Like you're in a, it's like there's a certain, whenever you join the military, it's probably the year you stay in. Like your fashion stays in.
Yeah.
Like it's whatever was hot when you went in. It's how you
in your head, it's hot when you come out. It's like I'm gonna get you, sucker. When you came out of prison, you put on that pimp outfit with the fish. That's it. That's exactly it.
Yeah, and then it's just in the military, and especially each branch of the military has its own persona or things that just look cool that to the rest of the world is like, nah. Like the high and tight in the army, certain things like the way they wear their boots, like it's just you could just tell military people, like it's just you can't take it out of them. It's ingrained in them, that PX fashion. But I'm trying to think what else is good. It's good for me. Congratulations to the world champion Braves.
Oh yeah.
The people in Atlanta have me rolling right now because they're shutting down schools, and parents like my job didn't get me off, so people are scrounging trying to figure out how they're going. I quit.
Oh man, we have a private chat going on, listeners. I think Ferg. We were listening though, bro. We were listening.
No, I was just trying not to. You know how you just try to stay focused, and you're like, oh man, and I don't know, but no. Congrats, Atlanta. Y'all beat the brakes off of Houston.
Oof.
7-0 in Game 7. I mean 6. One party. Was not at pretty. Anything else I missed? Anything else going on?
Did y'all hear about the big truck crash? It was carrying a whole bunch of toupees. Yeah, police are combing the area right now. Saw it coming, huh? You saw it coming.
Yeah, since we're going there. I felt like I heard a good one on Sports Center the other day.
Oh, go!
No,
go
first
for
take.
It.
So, how do you find Will Smith in the snow?
Go for it. What?
Find the Fresh Prince.
Huh?
Find the Fresh Prince. You'll get it.
Oh. Got it.
Razi still don't get it.
Oh, you don't?
God damn it.
Prince, like footprints, Razi.
Fresh Prince.
The Fresh Prince. Okay, all right, gotcha.
It took a second. It's late. Folks, we were recording late at night. For us, at least. Late. And I just woke up from a nap.
Bro, how you taking naps at 9 o'clock at night?
That's easy, man. My recliner is comfortable. And when y'all
that would throw my sleep schedule all the way off.
Yeah,
I won't sleep until tomorrow.
When y'all say 8 o'clock, which is 9 o'clock my time, I said, I can get me a nap in.
I feel like you said 8 o'clock.
I said what time?
Oh, Razi said 8.
Yeah.
Okay. I was ready at 7. I could have been halfway done.
I could have done it at 7. Yeah.
Damn,
you want to say 8? All right, let's get it.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's get it then. Is Sophie asleep? Does she want to give us a beat both of our jokes?
She's in there with Jason, so nah, she's good.
Oh man. So who wants to go first?
It's on you, actually.
Okay. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to word this one. It kind of follows up on our last one. So I don't know if we've hit on this. I think we've talked around it, but it kind of follows up from both your questions last week, kind of about gender roles, about good men and all that stuff. So is there a difference in a good man and a good person? Are we teaching the wrong thing, and is one more important than the other? And you can say good man, good woman, either one.
Wow, that's a great question. I think most people would probably say no. I need a moment to think on that to see whether I agree or not with that. Razi, are you ready with the answer? Or you need...
I shoot from the cuff. Boom, boom, let's go.
Okay, Yosemite.
But I do think there's a difference, actually. I think you can be a good person and not be a good man in the sense of like relationship material. Like you can be a good person and live your life and not screw anybody over and, do your thing, but at the same time, not be either ready, emotionally ready, to be in a relationship. So
are those things you can teach though? Because like people are always talking about teaching, people to be a better man, better woman. Can you teach somebody how to be ready? The things you're talking about.
Yeah, you definitely can, but they have to be receptive to it. Like you can't force anybody into those situations or into learning that. I mean, they have to want to be there. They have to be ready to receive it and all of that. And I think that's what the problem comes in. A lot of people want to try to force people, move them too fast or force them. I'm sorry, if somebody's 40 years old and they still want to be footloose, fancy free and not be in a relationship, so be it. I think society has forced everybody's hand into thinking they have to be in a relationship. They they got to be married by the time they're 40 or actually 30. You start getting looks at 30 if you're not married yet. You have to be in a monogamous relationship. You can't just date or whatever. Like all of those societal pressures are there. So I think people enter into relationships when they're not really ready to, because they think I'm getting too old or whatever. Or I just want the nanny. So yes, I'm going to be your boyfriend because I want the nanny, because it's the only way you're going to give me the nanny. So and again, going back to, they can still be a good person, but they just not a good man or woman for that situation.
What say you, Byron?
I agree with Razi, and I actually think we have an example. We mentioned him before, Martin Luther King. He was a great person, but as far as what he did in his marriage and stepping out and stuff, I think some people would say that didn't line up with the other part. So yes, you can. I know Razi said you can be taught those things. I think you have to want it. I don't know if you can necessarily be taught it. You have to want it and be ready for it and just make that decision that you're going to stop hoeing.
And so for one, I don't want to say, because we default to, a lot of times people default to infidelity as a sign of being a good person in a relationship. I think there's many situations, multiple things that go in relationships that are just as damning as infidelity.
And I guess I went to that because I feel like if you're abusive in a relationship, then you're not a good person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I guess if you're stepping out, but like you're doing all this other stuff, then I guess that's why I went straight to that.
Yeah. So are you more, and the reason I ask, can you teach it, is because what are you teaching? You know, Byron, you have a daughter. Razi, you have daughters and a son. Are you teaching them certain characteristics? Are you teaching like what your idea of what a good man is, or what your idea of a good woman is, rather than saying, I'm just focused on teaching my kids how to be good people? Because the ideas or ideals that I have might not align with them. I'm teaching them to do something that's based off of my opinion. Even same thing can be said about being a good person. It's, are we, because like we said last episode, the things that I'm teaching you might not align with the things that these other women are looking for. And so now all of a sudden you're not a good man. You didn't teach him how to be this provider or teach him where a carburetor or what do we say alternator was. Like, you're not teaching him how to change. So what kind of man doesn't know how to do these things? One of our listeners said there's probably a list of 10 things that make a man. But if I'm not teaching those 10 things, but I'm teaching my son how to be respectful and truthful and, you know, a team player and give back. Like, these are things that you want, that you can try to teach and instill, that there's no real downside to. But me teaching you what my definition of a provider or my definition or these gender roles, are we doing a disservice, or are we focused on the wrong thing? Because we keep talking about, talked about the last episode, what a real man is. We're so focused on them being real men. Are we teaching them how to be good human beings?
Yeah.
We're just assuming that they're going to be good
I can
humans.
tell you, perfect example is my son, Oliver. Oliver is the most mild-mannered, laid-back person in the world that I know. Like, he is so laid back. Oliver will never be that guy that's taking the lead and pushing it and stuff for, in a relationship or from what I see, like right now, I feel like Oliver's just going to be like, go with the flow, whatever it is, what it is. I really don't care or whatever. And that's just his personality. So I go back to The Color Purple and you talk about Harpo, right? I feel like Oliver's going to be a Harpo. He's going to be kind of a laid back, he's going to need a Miss Sophia in his life. That's like, I love me some Harpo. I'm gonna take care of him. Come on, boy. We about to do this thing, and they can live their life and be super happy. But society says that's wrong.
Well, he has a Sophia right now.
Exactly. He needs a Sophia. Like that's what he's gonna need. He's gonna need that. And that's the type of girl or the type of woman that is gonna be for him. So,
but for a lot of people, they can see him as
he's
weak.
not a man. They would say he's not a man, or they say he's not a man enough. Giving
individual. And do you spend your time? Because we spend so much time trying to teach our young boys how to be men. We're teaching them like men. Men don't cry. He's 4. Don't do this. Don't do that. It's. And I've heard situations where a lot of times people talk about a lot of women are trying to make their young sons, especially in single households, the man of the house. They treat them like the man of the house rather than just like, I'm teaching him or her how to be a good person. And then that good person is going to attract people, the right person, and they can develop those skills together. Because I can teach you and you can fake it. Like we've been trying to be good dudes since we've been in high school, right? I've never dated a girl that wanted a boyfriend that was just horrible, right? Since I was in middle school, high school. All my girlfriends wanted me to be this great guy. And I was a good 15-year-old, a good 18-year-old, good 20-year-old on paper. And, but I was trying to be this guy, but I wasn't. That was a facade. That wasn't really, not saying it wasn't me. I just wasn't ready to be those things. Mm-hmm. And very little did we see, like, what does it take to be a good human? Like, people weren't telling us to do community service, work on your self-development, learn how to be truthful to yourself. These are things that should have been instilled in us. Therefore, when I get in a relationship, I know how to deal with situations better. I know how to be a good husband, a good father that can navigate these challenges and eventually or potentially be the person that this woman needs me to be, rather than just keep throwing this cookie cutter male image that we are all supposed to follow. All of us are supposed to be the same dude.
Mm-hmm.
Make money, depending on who you're talking to, get enough chicks, be a provider. All this stuff is what we're supposed to do rather than, hey, just go out and be a good person. And once again, back to what we were saying last week, and that's probably the reason a lot of women are missing out and men are missing out on good potential candidates because we're looking for this cookie cutter example of what a man or a woman's supposed to be rather than looking at their character and like, this is a really good person. And I think we can do great things together. And I'm done.
Good question. You want to go next, Razi?
I can. Because I really wanted to. This is going to be a little bit of a sports question, but what's the former Alabama player that was speeding?
Something Ruggs or Hug
Ruggs. Yeah, Ruggs. Yeah. I think. But he was, for the listeners who don't know, he had a Lamborghini or whatever. He got drunk. And he was doing 150 miles per hour
156
in a residential zone. Yeah. 156. Yeah. 156 in a residential zone, struck another car, killed the other driver. And people are kind of coming to his defense and stuff. And then other people are like, demonizing him. So I wanted you guys' thoughts on, him, that situation, and the folks that are coming after him on defending him, or what do you think about the folks that are, kind of demonizing him?
I don't think you should be defending him, but you can definitely support him and acknowledge that, hey, he made a terrible mistake. Here's something that nobody will admit publicly, but there's a lot more people than Ruggs that are driving home drunk that have never had an incident like that. And because they've never had an incident like that, they will probably do it again. I know my limit. I'm not too drunk. I can make it home, this, that, and other. Now, I don't know very many people that have driven nearly 160 miles an hour while drunk. Their car probably couldn't even reach that.
That's what I was saying. The car can't go 160 miles an hour.
But I just think we sometimes, because I've seen, some of the back and forth on social media, sometimes we conflate the two of defending versus supporting. You can't defend that. He effed up. He made a terrible mistake. Someone lost their life. He's lost his livelihood and quite possibly his freedom for a while. So there's really nothing to defend. But you cannot be holier than thou and say, man, he's just stupid. I've seen comments like, he's a rich millionaire. Why didn't he just get chauffeured? The league has it to where if you're drunk, have you been drunk before? Do you always think coherently when you're intoxicated? Like you want him to, and then this whole, if I was rich, I would just get chauffeured. No, you wouldn't. You want to flex. You want to stunt. You want to pull up at the club in the Lambo. You know what I mean? So you're not going to get chauffeured everywhere. So I think people are making a lot of dumb comments and pretending that they've never made terrible mistakes. Their mistake just happened to not have led to a death. But we've all messed up. And I just think if you're someone that's his friend or family member or whatever like that, this is the time he needs you the most. He needs you to support him, let you know you're there for him. But you don't have to defend what he did. You don't have to say, well, because I've seen people on the opposite side say, hey, I've driven home drunk. We've all done it before. Why y'all coming down on him before? Oh, because he took somebody's life. That's why. Mm-hmm. That's why.
And you were wrong too.
Yeah, exactly. That too.
No. Let me step. We were wrong too.
Yeah.
We just lucked up. That is what it is. As once again, our social media morals are higher than our real life morals.
There it is, right there.
Yeah, there it is.
Like our opinions and views on people are a lot higher in social media and mass settings when we're in group settings than they are in real life. I don't know. I can't name one person that I know that drinks that hasn't drunk and drive. Is it past tense, drunk and drive? You know, so like that's my thing. I'm not condoning by any means, but you know, because I'm learning in life that you know it could have been a 15-minute drive, 15 minutes, probably the worst 15 minutes 15 minutes of decisions he made in his life has changed his life forever. And now, you know, people are going to position him as a bad person based off of that. Like now he's destroyed. You know, I'm with you, Byron. Hey, whatever penalty he gets, he deserves it. They want to throw the book at him, throw the book at him. Within hey, reason. Like if 40 white dudes crash doing 156 and they get 2 years probation, don't give this dude the electric chair. But to the reasonable extent, punish him. But at the same time, to say that people shouldn't support him in his time of need, his family, his friends, if he ever needed you, especially if he's a good person, he needs you more now than he's ever needed you before.
Unfortunately, race always plays a part. And it's hard to not look at the fact that he killed somebody and they making sure they pointed out that he had a loaded gun in the car and all this stuff. All of it's bad. No excuses. I just want to know if the same outrage was from a man that beat his case due to affluence. He killed somebody too.
Yep, exactly. And you know, goes back to the critical race theory, right? That is what critical race theory talks about, is laws aren't followed the exact same. Mm-hmm. You know, they aren't implemented the exact same. Just because you write them and you say, I don't see color, doesn't mean that the person that's trying, that the officer that's arresting the person doesn't see color. Doesn't mean that the judge that's sentencing them doesn't see color. Doesn't mean that the jury that is trying that case or looking at that case doesn't see color. So it doesn't matter if the law doesn't specifically mention it. If it's not actually used equally, then it doesn't matter. It's still going to be it can be a racist law. And you need to be able to find some way to get around that. But back to the matter at hand, I definitely agree that this whole demonizing him as a person for a single bad choice is the issue, right? It's like he could have been, like you said, he's never had any problems, graduated college, went to the NFL, like did what he was supposed to do. It's not easy to make it to the NFL. It's not easy to make it to, you know, the highest of your sport. So he had to have done a lot of things right to get there. And have a lot of commitment, a lot of dedication, and a lot of discipline to be able to get there. And to say, oh, well, he went out drinking and he did that, and so he's just this bad person. Kind of going back to the initial question, right? He's not a bad person. He made a bad choice. Let's hold him accountable for that, but don't demonize his character because of that.
I'm big on isolated incidences. Like, I mean, that could happen to any of us. It doesn't have to be that. It could be one single event. One single event should not dictate the rest of your life. You know,
or define you, or define who you are,
or define you. Like, I'm this upstanding person. I'm a role model. I do all these things, and all of a sudden, I make one mistake. That's a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes from home. You decided to drink and drive, and now you're this horrible person. Yep. And what's going to happen is the league, his team, teammates, friends, like people are going to leave him. People are going to abandon him, and it's tough, you know, especially for good people. When a good person does something wrong and they have to face that jury, it's not even the jury in court. It's the jury of your peers. It's the jury of the people that you care about, that you consider close to you, who all of a sudden say, I've known you since you were a baby, but I can't rock with you anymore. I've known you for 10, 15 years. I've been a teammate of yours for 10 years. And now I look at you different. I can be disappointed in you. I can tell you I do not support anything I don't support what you've done. And whatever the judgment is, within reason, I support that. He deserves to be punished. He took a life. That simple. No, full stop. Doesn't necessarily deserve to be. And you know what? I can't even judge the other public that doesn't know him, because I don't know his character. I don't know what he's done. We assume that he stayed out of trouble. But for the people that are close to him, those are the people that need to stand by him. The three of us standing by him and saying, hey, give him another chance, doesn't do any damn good for him. And that's real. Like, it's not about that. Now, I'm not going to try to bring him down anymore, but it's the people that he's close to. And that's what's always crazy. But then they could be demonized because it could be his high school coach comes out like, he was a good guy, yada, yada, yada. Now, you're supporting a killer. There's a cancel culture. That's my thing. Is like it's hard to support people, not condone them, but support them in their time of need, because that's what family, that's what friends are for. And so
that's what friends are for.
As he sings in his answer, you mentioned something that is a red flag to me, and that's something that's popular on social media right now. But people who say they don't see color, it's a red flag, because if you don't see color, then that means it's hard for you to see racism, police brutality, because you don't think it's happening due to race. You think it's just
we're in a post-racial society.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my red flag if you say you don't see color. My question is a little, I guess it can be serious. It's kind of a little less serious. But, I told 2 different stories last month on whether or not I overreacted to certain situations. And so my question kind of deals with what would your reaction be. But Razi, you're out with Jacelyn. Ferg, you out with Sabrina. And a dude that's about 6'6", built like Hammer. We all went to school with Hammer. He see your girl, she wearing a tight dress. He decides to smack on her ass real quick because he thinks she fat and he want to smack on her ass. How are you handling that? Because, I know you got to defend your woman, but it is not good to get that ass whoop in front of your girl. She will never look at you the same. She would never look at you the same.
But if you don't take that ass whooping,
you got to defend.
She never gonna look at you the same.
So,
like that's
exactly.
That's the thing.
So how are you?
That is a lose-lose hypothetical, Byron. Like, there's no right answer in that.
Come on, man.
See,
how you handling that?
That goes back to your question the other day. We can't turn off our masculinity.
Nope.
So he see us being together?
You know what? He may not necessarily be that disrespectful. Like, she may have I don't know, y'all at a lounge somewhere, she,
I like your lady.
Walked to the bathroom and on her way back, saying he see her pass by, he just reach out and try to get her attention, grab that ass real quick. And you see it.
So the thing about this is a couple of ways to look at this. If he doesn't know we're together and he's just treating her like some random chick that he doesn't know, I'm definitely going to step in and make my presence known and let him know that I'm with her, and I expect Z to say, hold on, my husband's over there. That's not cool. But at the same time, I'm going to make my presence known. Like if we're walking side by side and it's like, hey, my man, let me holler at her real quick. I don't know. My temper kicks in really quick.
There we go.
I might size them up, but knowing me, I'm probably smart as like I'm 40, dog. I'm not trying to be in like I can't show up to work tomorrow, win, lose or draw, like because I defended the honor of my wife. Let's say I win the fight, but I look like I've been through a fight. I can't show up to work Monday like I've been fighting. And if that's what's less of a man today, then that's fine. I hopefully where we're at, there's security. I don't have a problem calling security. Like, excuse me. It is what it is. It is what it is. Police, whatever. Like, look, man. Like, let's not do this, dude. Let's not do this. there's a couple of ways this can go. Like, man, you need to back off, or this is not going to end well regardless.
Yeah.
You know, like
I can tell you, I'm probably going to say something.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna say something.
I mean, so I think that's where like you have to walk that line of, yes, I'm gonna defend her honor. Like, hey, my man, like that's my lady. Like, letting him know. Now, how it goes after that is really up to him. Unfortunately, because if he's like, F you, I don't care, then at that point, I'm sorry, me and him got a scrap. I mean, it just is what it is. Like, when you talk about like my temper, I have a very short temper. Y'all talked about the whole Chihuahua thing. I am a Chihuahua, and it's like, if you disrespect me, like slapping her on the ass or whatever, like you said, he's treating her like just another chick or whatever. Because he doesn't know if we like together. Now, if we like hugged up, holding hands, and he do it, that's something totally different. But at the same time, I'm probably gonna do the exact same thing. My man, that's my lady. What you doing? Back up, And then after that, we just gonna have to see how it goes. We just have to play it out. But I'm definitely stopping it right there. Like, I'm going to say something. I'm not gonna be like, "Come on, babe, just walk faster."
It's not. Like, I'm not gonna run from the situation. I'm gonna address it. There's a couple of things that because the thing about it is, him slapping on her, she's not going home with him. Like, there's no way he's not gonna win her. So I'm going home with her regardless. So that's the thing. It's how do we proceed? Like, is he getting arrested or we fight? Now, like, if he just walked out and he slapped the shit out of her for whatever reason, no questions asked. Me and this nigga and his homeboys, whoever, we gotta go because ain't nobody, like, I'll protect her at that state. Like, that's different. But like, just some ignorant nigga that's trying to, holler at my wife in front of me because he's trying to prove something. For me, I look at the whole situation like, what is going on with this dude? What is he trying to prove? There's something going on, but because the average dude is not going to do that. There has to be more to this. So I sides with the situation. So if, people don't like me because I'm too analytical, I'm always thinking, okay, it's cool. I'm still going home with my wife. This dude's probably going to be arrested, escorted out, whatever the case is be. I'm going home with her and we're going to enjoy the rest of our night. Now, if we got to fight, we got to fight. Because at the end of the day, you describe this dude as being bigger. I would like to think size doesn't matter, right?
It matters.
Like, it's not. No, not that. What I'm saying is, if the dude was Razi's size, my size, your size, to me, I'm still not trying to take it there because I'm not trying to go to work looking crazy. I'm trying to, like, I'm 40. What the fuck do I look like fighting at 40? Just because.
I mean, we got into a fight 3 weeks ago. I can't say much. So
I don't know why you still fighting at 40 though, bro.
Because my homeboy was fighting, so we fighting. That's how it goes.
Yeah. I'm at the point where I feel like I'm not trying to fight like that anymore. Now, if I gotta fight, yeah, but it's like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if he was smaller, like, okay, this dude about 202. If he was 210, he'd be out of my weight class, but he's 202, so I'm a fighter. Like, dude, like, I'm 40. Like, because this same dude slapping on that might stab you, shoot you, cut. Like, it's, what kind of dude is doing that? Especially Razi size dude. Like, he's smaller, and if he going out and doing crazy stuff, he's probably more dangerous than this hammer looking dude. Like, there's more going on, and I always try to look at the situation, and it's not. Why would Razi go around slapping chicks on the ass when Buff walking with her?
Like fat ass.
And he feels like whatever happens, he's prepared to deal with it.
There's a lot to unpack here. First off, let me see if I can remember everything I wanted to say. First off, what you asked for definitely brings up a different dynamic, because if he doesn't know she's with you and he does that, then he's disrespecting her. Okay? If he does that and he knows you guys are together, he's disrespecting both of you guys.
That's why
what I mean? Mm-hmm. So there's that. Second, also something you said, it's like, I'm not going too many places, I don't think, where, like, we're not in high school anymore. Like, guys, we did that in high school. Excuse me. They did that in high school. I would never do such a thing. people did that in high school. We not in high school now, and like grabbing a chick's ass now, that's not like what's the movie The Wood when a brother beat him up? That's an actual crime now. That's sexual assault. Point blank, period. It's now sexual assault if you do something like that. So I'm not sure exactly, like the places I go now, the chances of that happening are very low. But I asked this question because 2 years ago, we were at all class reunion. Y'all remember how crowded it was. Okay, Tabitha went to the restroom while I stayed back at the table. And trust me, when you went to the restroom, like to fight through that crowd, like for anybody that's never been to the LaFleur all class alumni reunion, we do it. It's packed. And so it takes about 10 minutes just to get out of that main building to the hallway where the restrooms are. And so she went, and she didn't tell me this till we hadn't got back to DC, but apparently somebody grabbed her ass. And it's like the majority of us in there were in our mid to late 30s, 40 and up. So my first reaction was like, damn, who in the hell is still doing that shit at our age? And my second thing was like, so if I was with her, quite possibly 2019 alumni would have got shut down. Because, you know, I hate to over exaggerate him, but Sherman was there for one. You guys were there. So, you know, I'm getting in a fight with somebody over this, and you guys find out, because there are a couple of little fights broke out at all class, which, you know, people probably had too much to drink, a little scuffle. It was something minor. This would have been major. And it definitely could have shut some shit down. So I agree with a lot of what you said, Ferg, but, you know, at some point, I ain't worried about how old I am when it comes to fighting, depending on what I'm fighting for. And somebody grabbing or touching on her, I guess I got to assess the situation, but yeah, we got to throw hands. And Tabitha, if you're listening, if it's somebody that you know is probably going to get the better of me, go get help. And help ain't necessarily a person. You know, it can be an object. Get an equalizer, okay? All right, but we got to scrap. I can't.
I feel you.
You know what I mean?
I feel you. I feel you. I mean, that's the logical me thinking. Like, this is what I think I would like to do.
Yeah.
Y'all have been around me for 20 plus years. You know.
But you love you some Z, dog.
Oh, yeah.
So
I know. Like, my thing, and I think one thing I didn't consider is how she reacted. Like, to see her hurt.
Embarrassed.
Like, to see, you know, like to see her, like, if she's like, babe, let's just go f this nigga, like, she's good. She's handled the situation. If she's hurt, broken down, it has to go down. That's something I just didn't think of. That there.
And I do think that's how Tabitha, if I was with her, that's how she would have probably just said, let's just go. Because she doesn't, her thing is, I don't want you getting locked up or just, like you mentioned, a knife and gun and all that stuff like that. So
yeah, because like, once again, that's the type place. It reminds me of that scene in the movie, Terrence Howard, all these guys, Crash.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When the police officer, it's like, I have to, and she was like, I felt so sorry for your pride, and he's like, that's what you take from this? Like, certain times I have to look at, and I actually did a webinar, a seminar on that when we were in college, managing that, because back to being a man, like, am I a man because I'm fighting, or am I a man because I protected the situation where this could have escalated? People could have got this mobile, this like things, it could have got out of hand really quick. Stampede, like now Tab's in real danger. You know, like I always look at those situations like, how can this play out?
Yeah, Stampede is very likely in a crowd like that.
Yeah. Yes. I guarantee somebody snuck something in.
Yeah.
And for dudes to be standing by and the dudes that probably snuck something in are the dudes that are grabbing chicks' ass going to the bathroom.
Very easy to sneak something in because they had the side exit doors. All you gotta do is push one of them open and somebody, you know, but
and so that's how I always look at those situations.
Something else you said too, or I think you maybe even alluded to, someone who does something like that, it's important to know. That's why I like your answer, which was different from mine, but I still like your answer. Someone who does something like that, 9 times out of 10, they got more to lose than you do. Like, it ain't too many successful, $250,000 making guys that's going to really do it. Not saying that they won't, but more than likely, they got more to lose.
We have more to lose than they do. Yeah. We have more to lose than they do.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Yeah, you got more to lose. Yeah. They don't have.
Because the thing about it is, think about it. Like I said, that's why I was asking about size, because it's like, it's not just a size thing. It's like the type dude that's going around at this day and age. Like, we're in Miami in South Beach, and you looking at some little Haitian dude or some Jamaican dude that's standing in a corner. He grabbed Tab ass. He might be 25. He's young. That's what young dumb dudes do. But why is he standing on the corner grabbing chicks' ass? Because he understands where this might go, and he cares. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so my thing is, how does this play out? And a lot of it would depend on how she reacted, because seeing her heartbroken or whatever supersedes. That's when my logic goes out the window.
Yeah, because are you putting your pride over her safety?
Yeah, you know what I mean? And for me, it's not even about the pride for me. Like, I've won some, I've lost some. It's more so like, I talk about the logical stuff, but it's more so when it comes down to it in an environment like that, it's how can this play out, and is it more dangerous for her or dangerous for us as a whole? Like I said, because I just don't think, like, that's why I asked, if somebody Razi's side going around grabbing, that's probably because this dude wants to. He wants
it. He wants to smoke.
He wants something to go on. Like, it's, somebody 6'2", yeah, it's probably less dangerous because he might do a fair one. If Razi trying to do a fair one, he's probably MMA guru, and he's trying to set you up for failure. But
I was going to say, Tab, examples of equalizers are like bats, chairs, champagne bottles. Those are examples of equalizers, by the way, babe.
Get her a taser. Okay. Get her a taser for Christmas.
You're prepping her, right? So she knows, she understands.
Yes.
Tab, you should understand the assignment, as they say these days. Yes. Like,
or go Tab circa 95.
box cutters. Yeah. Everybody keep their hand to themselves, though. How about that? That's all I got.
Back to what we said last week. So, what you guys got?
Man, that's all I got, other than go Braves. I mean, I'll say it again. I'm sad that Aaron Rodgers tested positive for COVID. So, our quarterback gonna be out, but he'll be back and doing Aaron Rodgers type stuff very soon. So,
you mean what? Not getting vaccinated and all that stuff?
I mean, he's vaccinated.
He's not vaccinated. He's not vaccinated. He lied and said he was immunized, but he's not vaccinated. I really don't have much as far as a part of shot, but I'll say this. A couple of ladies on our post did respond to men aren't men anymore. And a few listeners said we should have had a woman on that episode to explain. And while I appreciate the response that we saw on the post, I still never really saw what didn't make him a man. That may have been necessarily what you didn't want in a man, but that doesn't mean he's not a man. So if you want a man that pays all the bills, and as Ferg said, knows what an alternator is, and has the six pack and the pecs. I mean, if he doesn't have that, he doesn't know all that stuff. That doesn't mean he's not a man. He's just not the man you don't want. So go ahead.
Or is he? Because apparently, I mean, we're just that's our opinion. So are they telling us he's not a man?
Right. Well, exactly. So just still need more clarification on that, but I do appreciate the feedback. A lot of people found that question interesting, and I thought it was a good dialogue. And the next time we have a woman on, depending on how the conversation is going, we may come back around to it, because I do recognize that we are 3 males, and while we try to be as enlightened as possible, we will always have our blind spots because we're not women when it comes to that type of stuff.
Speaking on women dodging posts, shout out to Beautiful Paradox, because they had a post that I felt like it was cricket zone. Ain't nobody say nothing.
What was that?
Did y'all see that?
Which one?
Never heard a female say, I had a good man, but I fucked up. Y'all never do nothing wrong.
I saw some responses.
It was a couple.
Yeah.
It was about and none of them admitted it. Only one person really said, I messed up and I lost a good one. People kind of, he was kind of good, but it was no like.
Mm-hmm. He messed up first. I saw that a couple times.
So y'all always right, huh?
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's one of their go-tos right there. He did it first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One thing I did forget. I'm gonna kind of mention it all the way to December 12th again. Shopping in Style. Make sure you go check us out. Check my page out. We'll post it at Three Brothers No Sense. We got the event for the Jennica Kimberly Scholarship coming up on December 12th. Eventbrite is up. You can buy virtual tickets if you're not in Birmingham, or buy live tickets. Come out, hang out with us. It's going to be a really good time. We're live streaming it with the virtual tickets. So just come out, do the silent auction, worst case. And if you can't do any of that, just please donate. But we're doing a big push to try to get the scholarship up. So thanks for all the support beforehand.
Oh, before you jump in too far, this episode will air Veterans Day week, correct?
It will.
Yeah, so happy Veterans Day to you two brothers, Sherman, Melvin, Marquise. Oh man, I hate when I do this because I don't want to leave anybody out. Who else in the crew? If you serve, happy Veterans Day. Make sure you go get free food. Whoever's serving free food for veterans, take advantage. Ferg is shaking his head no. Or those restaurants.
Maybe too many people in there.
Okay. What?
They make you sit. Like none of them will let you take it to go. So you have to sit, so it'll be packed out.
My man Eugene Goodman, that many of you guys know, he don't miss out. He take advantage.
You can have your $6 pancakes. I'm good. Nah, unless they giving me a complimentary drink, then I'm gonna pass on that. But I appreciate it, bro. Yes, so happy Veterans Day.
Speaking of Eugene, tell him to come on the show, man. We want to talk to him.
Yeah, he said I don't know if he was just talking. He said he'd do it. So we'll work something out.
Let go.
We'll work something out.
We need to work this list because we got a lot of people that's supposed to be on the show and holding like so far. When am I going to get on the show? So
our next guest has to be a woman, right? Because we had.
we're talking about some stuff. So we gotta if we do what we say we're going to do as far as that panel, we need to make that happen.
Yeah.
So I'll start working on that soon. But I don't really have much. Same thing I said. Men, go see a therapist, schedule a therapy session, and post a date. Let us know. I have another therapy session on the 15th. And I think a week later, my therapist is busy. Go get that mental and emotional massage, bro. So, Razi, you got one coming up?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, fellas, Sherman, Hooley, Murda, Bruce, James, name it. Any of our listeners, therapy, post the dates. Three Brothers No Sense. Listen, like, share, subscribe, comment. Most importantly, listen again.